kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember. The clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On 19 September 2023, this is Jonathan Leach and Michael Self with Sim Racing Media. Thank you for taking your time out this evening to join us for the XMS Ricmotech Xfinity Series and their season opener here at Daytona International Speedway. We've been waiting for this event for a few weeks now. The Cup Series ended last month, and now it's time to begin the the Xfinity Series. I'm looking forward to this event. Michael, thank you for being here. Michael's also serving as our race control for this event, so he's going to be able to kind of give us extra information as this event goes on. Michael, you've raced at Daytona a lot of times. What do you think is going to happen at this race? And do you think the winner will be decided on the last lap?
Yeah, I mean, definitely a good chance. Winner could be on the last lap. They had some duels last week, and uh, both of them pretty eventful. And I don't remember if they were on last lap, but you know, with roughly twice the cars in the race now, since those two were split, um, maybe twice the action, and yeah, and I would say I would generally want to be, second or third in the coming to the white flag, or coming to the checker flag, and then be able to pull out, either on their backstretch or in turn 4. Uh, but
I think you're right about that, Michael. I'm going to take a moment. We're going to step away for a second. That was Ed Morris trying to get in touch with us.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today. Allow Extreme Scoring to do the work for you.
Ricmotech, high-performance sim racing equipment.
All right, folks, back with you now. A couple laps into this race for the XMS Xfinity Cup Series on Sim Racing Media. Daytona International Speedway, always a fun place to enjoy racing. These drivers are side-by-side already. We expect side-by-side racing for pretty much the entire event. There is 100 laps for this race with a couple stage breaks. Michael, if you don't mind, if you would like to give us the details on the stage breaks real quick.
yeah, so stage break. One stage break would be lap 34. and the pits get closed 2 laps prior. So if they need to pit before that, they're welcome to. They will get penalized if they do come into the pits in the preceding 2 laps before the stage.
Understood. I appreciate the extra information on that. All right, so out front we've got AJ Roderick and Alan Eldwood. Ted Poland's leading the outside lane. We're going to take a couple moments here to talk about the racetrack when our graphic begins here. So, about Daytona, the history of Daytona International Speedway. The track began 1953. Bill France Sr. remembered the days racing on the beach, or knew they were numbered, with land usage rapidly growing. So he planned racing at Daytona Beach, and on April 4th, 1953, a proposal to construct a permanent racing facility was made. In August 16th of 54, the contract was signed, and Daytona International Speedway was to be developed. Ground was broke in 1957. Famous 31-degree high banks were included in the design of the track, so high speeds could be achieved, and it makes it easier for fans to see the cars around this 2.5-mile tri-oval. You want to think of it as an oval, but it's really more of a tri-oval when you look at the front stretch. Now, Michael, we're already seeing some guys using different strategies here. The pack is starting to get kind of broken up a little quicker than I expected. During pre-race, I know you were listening to some of these drivers. Did anybody possibly give out any secrets, or was everybody just trying to be rather quiet and not give any information away?
Yeah, I really didn't hear much from any of the guys, but so I'm going to assume they were trying their best to keep it as close to the vest as they could, except maybe with their teammates.
Understood. Well, if we don't have those tidbits for you, we're going to talk a little bit more here. The race began. That's in sim session time, 12 p.m. So this is a noon race. And again, the stage break is at 34 laps. Pits closed 2 laps before. Everybody is on a fixed Daytona setup, so nobody is running their own setup. It's 100 laps. Weather will be set automatically based on the track dynamic sky conditions, which is worth mentioning. So take a couple more moments here to discuss the racetrack. It's a 2.48 mile track. The track temperature is 95 degrees. Go figure, the racetrack is only 37 feet above sea level. And I want to take this moment to mention the producer for last season, Tony Trapasso, David Modespa, did an excellent job with the Cup Series, week in, week out, ensuring that this racing series was brought to the fans, family, drivers, and everybody in between. We're going to try to keep up with that again this season. I'm glad to be here taking the place of Tony and David, and we're expecting to have another person join the booth as the season goes on. Ted Poland now is taking the lead with lap 8 of 100. Again, lap 34 is the stage break. I imagine these drivers can do about 35, maybe 40 laps on fuel. Do you know anything about that, Michael?
It's been a while since I've run the Xfinity car at Daytona. They are running 70% fuel in this one, so just unbelievable. Just a little over 30 laps, I believe. So about where the stage break is would be about where I would expect the fuel window to be.
We almost saw 3 wide right there just a moment ago. And we did see 3 wide, almost 4 wide, but the driver sorted it out. We got another driver up the track right there. That's number 10 machine. That's Alan Elwood. And I will get better with names here the longer that I've been around. But those of you watching the event, if you have time to answer the poll, do you think the winner will come from a last lap pass? Take your time, answer that question. If there's any driver in here you'd like us to highlight, also let us know. We enjoy going through the field. I like to know where these drivers are from. And probably at the stage break, we're going to take some time to go through some details for each of these drivers that they list for us, such as their hometown, affiliates, and things of that sort. James Shanewolf is now to the point. Highest mover so far is Alex Reeling, up 15 positions in the number 1 Ford Mustang. That's 15 positions, currently scored in 6th place. Have 24 total drivers on track at this time, all drivers still racing. Furthest car back is Michael Thwaites. He is kind of on his own, about 20 seconds behind Mike Rominger in the number 4 machine, who's currently scored 23rd. Looks like he has also lost the draft. Everybody else, however, is within the draft, or has the draft to help them. You have these 2 drivers right here. That's Dennis Weeks and Kerry Cleaver. Currently running now 10th, Ted Poland. We saw him leading early in that Napa number 15 machine. We're going to take just a brief moment to step away to thank the sponsors of the XMS Ricmotech Xfinity Series.
Allow Extreme Scoring to do the work for you.
Ricmotech high-performance sim racing equipment. Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Ricmotech has you covered. Hundreds of name brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
Joining back now as we just witnessed a large crash taking place on track. We're going to try to get a good idea and see how this occurred. The pack was going kind of through the tri-oval section here. Looks like the 36 machine just unfortunately was turned right here. And that's Josh Wynn and the number 36. Still trying to figure out exactly what caused the turning to happen. So the number 50, the 92 gets clipped. The left rear turned into the 36. The 36 collects the rest of the machines. Multiple vehicles involved. Nicholas Caldwell, Brian Edwards, Dustin Carroll, Colby Collins. 4 drivers for sure involved. Other drivers coming out of pit road. Brian Edwards coming down pit road. Alan Elwood, Adam Capps. Top 9 staying out, not opting to pit at this time. Now the question is, do some of these drivers pit so they can stay out for the stage or not? And looks like you got again Brian Edwards down pit road. Paul Irvin in the number 48 machine. Rob Haynes, James Shainwolf, Alex Reeling, AJ Roderick will be your top 5 when we come back to Green Flag Racing. Expect to get back to Green Flag Racing around lap 20, so there'll be 80 laps remaining. And excuse me, I take that back. Now the field is coming down pit road, led down pit road by Paul Irvin, Rob Haynes. I'm expecting fuel for all of these drivers as the entire field's coming down pit road at this time. So we're going to get started here at around lap 20. There'll be, once again, 80 laps remaining. It looks like Eric Driggins and Ted Poland are going to lead the field back to the green flag. These drivers, and Ed Morris Sr., these 3 drivers pitted just before the field, surprisingly. And that being said, so the field seemed to pit on lap 16. A few drivers pitting lap 14. And that's how we've got our gap the way we do at this time. Eric Driggins currently the largest mover, up 19 positions, and the 21 Chevrolet currently scored P1, looking to lead a couple laps here under caution and many more at the drop of the green flag. While under caution, we do like to take a time to mention these drivers. We're going to start with Eric Driggins out of Dalton, Georgia, 40 years old, says prime time. Edward Morris Sr. Ted Poland is out of Pensacola, New Jersey. Rob Haynes currently scored 4th. Paul Irvin's out of Knoxville, Tennessee. AJ Roderick in the 6th position. Alex Reeling is in 7th. 8th belongs to James Shainwolf. Ed Morris is out of Bloomingdale, Georgia. Brian Sinasak, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Sinasak is a name that I'm very familiar with. Excuse me, Bryce Sinasak, excuse me. On the 11th place is Kerry Cleaver. 12th belongs to Justin Lemke. David Elliott, Blacksburg, Virginia. Mike Rominger, Michael Thwaites. Other drivers are still on pit road, I believe repairing damage from the earlier incidents that took place. Bear with me, folks. We're having some interesting difficulties here.
Ricmotech high-performance sim racing equipment.
Allow extreme scoring to do the work for you.
Ricmotech high-performance sim racing equipment. Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Ricmotech has you covered. Hundreds of name brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
Taking a quick moment to update viewers, it seems multiple individuals, including Race Control and your broadcasting team, have dropped due to packet loss and are unable to rejoin the server. We are working on trying to remedy this issue. Please bear with us for this inconvenience.
Is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
Ricmotech high-performance sim racing equipment. Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Ricmotech has you covered. Hundreds of name brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros.
Alright folks, back with you now. Apologize for the inconvenience. Multiple individuals dropped due to packet loss, including myself. Back racing with you here at Daytona. It's been an interesting evening. However, the racing is still excellent, and we wouldn't expect any less from this racing series. So out front, I'm showing currently Edward Morris Sr. And bear with us, timing is slowly trying to get itself caught back up. But Edward Morris Sr. is out front. Rob Haynes is P2. And it looks like we are now under caution once again. I'm going to try to show everybody how this occurred. I apologize for the inconvenience, folks. With the timing and scoring acting up with the packet loss, we were unable to see how this happened. But we are now under caution at lap 25 at the quarter mark of 100. Stage 1 is still not completed. The field as they lie: Edward Moore Sr., Rob Haynes, Paul Irvin, A.J. Roderick, James Schrainwolf, Alex Reeling, Bryce Sinasak, Harry Cleaver, Ed Morris, Ted Poland. That is your top 10. Justin Limke, Mike Rominger, David Elliott, 13 drivers on the lead lap. Other drivers no longer on the lead lap due to incidents and event and wrecking or other problems which have occurred. Drivers getting ready to come down pit road. Some drivers thinking of going. Some are coming. Others did not come down pit road. You saw Rob Haynes and Paul Irvin think about it, decide against it. First car down pit road, Edward Morris Sr., leading several other drivers. 8 drivers including Roderick, Ed Morris, Rominger, David Elliott. These drivers will have the opportunity to stay out at the stage break because they are coming down pit road at this time. The top 6 did not pit. And I want to correct myself, Ed Morris did not pit either. So the top 6, Rob Haynes, Paul Irvin, Shane Wolf, Sinasak, Ted Poland, Ed Morris did not pit. I want to thank the viewers for being here with us through some of the trouble that we've been having for this event. Again, we're at the quarter way mark out of 100. Things are only going to heat up more from here. Stage break is at lap 34. The caution is going to be thrown then. Pit road will be closed 2 laps prior to the stage. If we have a caution within 5 laps of the stage, that will be the stage break. 2 laps to green, and something else that's going to happen. 2 laps to green here, these drivers will be choosing. They're going to choose the inside or the outside lane. The choice must be made between the exit of the last corner and the start-finish line. And the start-finish line is designated as the moment in place that you will choose if you're going to be inside or outside. I think this is extremely entertaining because it really gives an opportunity to the drivers to make the best decision for them. And sometimes you're going to see teammates line up together instead of going as far forward as possible. And you see multiple drivers choosing, drivers still deciding. A couple drivers went to the outside, others went to the inside, waiting for drivers to catch up here. Pace lights are out. We'll be back underway on lap 28. Daytona International Speedway recently in 2013 began a state-of-the-art $400 million renovation project. Included now has 101,500 seats, 40 escalators, 17 elevators, twice as many restrooms, many more concession stands, and 3 concourse levels. The front stretch is nearly 1 mile long. There are 60 luxury suites with trackside views and a completely revamped hospitality experience for corporate guests. The project was completed January 2016, and it was awarded the Sports Business Journal's prestigious Sports Business Award for Sports Facility of the Year. I would definitely call this the Sports Facility of the Year, most definitely. As this race goes on, we're going to have a couple moments for, we're going to call them fast facts about this racetrack. And as we go forward, I will be bringing you those fast facts. Who has won the most races at this speedway? If you're listening, let us know. Back underway here. On the throttle, Rob Haynes leads the field to the green flag. Paul Irvin right behind him, the 60 machine, or excuse me, the 09 machine of Bryce Sinsek on the inside. 3 wide now for the lead. The 99's in the middle. Rob Haynes, uncomfortable, back and forth, trying to hold his line. Everybody's going around him. He's stuck 2 trains on each side. The 35 machine, Justin Limke, getting forced below the double yellow line, cannot advance his position, so he's stuck, loses multiple spots here, and finally finds a hole back in the 12th place position. 2 lanes, Sinsek, Alex Reeling being pushed by Shane Wolf, Sinsek being pushed by Paul Irvin. Or excuse me, that's Alex Reeling pushing him. All drivers involved in the draft right now. 21 of 24 drivers currently on track. Stage break is only 4 laps away. What will these drivers do to be leading at the stage break? Right now, both of these lanes seem very, very strong. Neither really giving many feet to the other. Lanes are getting more organized. Is somebody going to make it 3 wide for the stage break? Is the 56 going to make a move? We see the 56, AJ Roderick, creeping in the middle, trying to decide low, high, low, high. Will somebody follow me up the middle? He's going to swap down low. 4 cars on the bottom without help behind them. The top seems to be more of a 2 cars, a little bit of a gap than 4 machines. Coming to lap 31, which will be 3 laps remaining to the end of the stage. Across the start finish line. Last time, the leader's lap was a 47.49. Fastest lap of the day was just set. See if anybody can beat that lap time in the near future. Sinsek still currently has the lead, but only by half a car length. Alex Reeling right on his rear bumper, staying connected in order to create the largest push possible into turn number 3. Side by side for the lead right now between Paul Irvin, Sinsek. Will these drivers stay with the 2 leaders? Lap 32 complete. Seeing very, very typical super speedway racing. Side by side, 2 lanes. Not too much major aggression just yet. We know that it's coming for the stage win. Somebody's going to want to get up here and compete for the stage win, and anybody in the top 10 can still win the stage. We asked in the poll, will the winner come from a last lap pass? Will this stage be an indicator an indicator of what's to come. Coming out of turn number 4 to the start-finish line. Not much longer till the end of the stage. Everybody can make it on fuel. Advantage is currently Paul Irvin. Sinisek in the 09 machine, side by side with him, again being pushed by the 1 of Alex Reeling. That all-white car for the 83 James Shane Wolf is pushing Paul Irvin. There's a big wiggle right there for Paul Irvin. That's going to starve off the run. Here comes Sinisek on the inside with help from Reeling. We're coming to lap 34. This right here, that's lap 34. Things are getting a little bit more hectic. Paul Irvin up to the wall. Sinisek down to yellow line. And it's going to be Paul Irvin when the caution is thrown. Stage 1 is complete. Paul Irvin, Shane Wolf, Sinisek, Ted Poland, Alex Reeling is your top 5. Ed Morris finishes 6th. Rob Haynes is 7th. Mike Rominger 8th. AJ Roderick 9th. David Elliott, that is your top 10 at the end of the stage. We expect all drivers to come down pit road for fuel and tires. We're going to step away for a moment to thank Ricmotech, proud sponsor of the XMS Xfinity series. We'll be right back.
Allow Extreme Scoring to do the work for you.
Ricmotech, high-performance sim racing equipment. Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Ricmotech has you covered. Hundreds of name brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
Ricmotech, high-performance sim racing equipment. Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Ricmotech has you covered. Hundreds of name brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com. Ricmotech, high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today. The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
All right, folks, after the end of Stage 1, current leaders Mike Rominger, AJ Roderick, David Elliott, Paul Irvin is going to be your top 4. Sinisak is in 5th, waiting for the pace car to turn off and come down pit road as we're going to get under green. It'll be coming to lap 38, where we'll have about 63 laps to decide the opening day of the Ricmotech Xfinity Series with for the XMS Ricmotech Xfinity Series. Long front stretch, and it looks like the pace lights are back on.
Yeah, they extended it 1 lap.
Alright, so we have a 1-lap extension before we get back underway here. We can work with this. We got cars coming around. Now remember, there been some technical issues with the server today, and that's probably playing a little bit of a role in this extension right here. You still have some drivers on pit road. You have drivers trying to get around and catch up to the field. But leading these drivers back to green is going to be Rominger and AJ Roderick. That's number 4 and number 56. We asked you guys earlier if the winner would be decided on the last lap. Currently, 71% of all votes says yes, 29% says no. So if you are watching, please take a moment and vote on that. We'll figure out who wins that. I do tend to believe that the winner will be decided on the last lap. Michael, well, we talked about this earlier, and you said that seems highly likely.
Yeah, most of the races I've seen here have been, passes on the last 2 laps. Usually somebody tries to make a move coming down the back stretch. Just because coming out of 4 is just a little too late to be able to make it all the way without a lot of help.
Yeah, I think you actually have to get out of turn 4 just about now to make a move with these cars, is what I've seen when it comes to super speedway racing. But it looks like the pace lights are out this time. These drivers coming out of turn number 4, waiting for this pace machine to come down pit road, as Rominger and Roderick are going to lead the field to green for what should be about 63 laps. Pace car down pit road this time. Looks like another car might be having to take a penalty. The green flag waves. Mike Rominger on the throttle. Great restart, perhaps too great. Pulls away by about 2 car lengths from his help and David Elliott. AJ Roderick's help stays with him the whole time. I expect the momentum to be on the high side. On the inside, you got 3 cars paired up now. On the high side, AJ Roderick, Paul Irvin. Lanes getting relatively organized as you get to the backstretch. Looking at 3 wide already up front. Sorted out. Down the backstretch, these drivers are still not completely up to speed. Side by side, once again. A little bit squirrely on the high side. The advantage in the lower lane. More cars on the bottom. It also matters what the gap is. If the gap is larger, the draft may have less of an effect. You can see the number 1, that's Alex Reeling, get a little bit squirrely. The number 99 behind him, Rob Hayes, not quite tucked in on the high side here. You know, Michael, the hardest part about super speedway racing is we're trying to call it and make it entertaining, but unless some carnage occurs, we're really just placeholding to the last 2 or 3 laps. As we mentioned, it just seems like it's the last couple laps when these races get really good. And the way these drivers are staying together right now, I really expect the last 2 laps to really be a doozy.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I was thinking, you know, with these cars, since they're running the Xfinity cars, one thing to note, while in the real series, they have a rule that they can't lock bumpers. These, they don't have that rule here in the Extreme Series, so that is something to look at as well. And I mean, it can be a bit difficult to push with these as well. You gotta square it up just right, or you know, we saw earlier for all our problems that you get a little bit wrong, it can send a car just coming across the bumper.
But when we're looking at these machines, unlike in the Cup Series or the trucks, these cars really seem to have different noses and slightly different rear ends, and perhaps one nose isn't made up as well as another, and you need to be cognizant of that when you're thinking about pushing the competition. Because it does appear that these drivers get really squirrely when there's a big push from behind. You see Alex Reeling right on the rear bumper of James Shanewolf in that number 83 machine. It's 83, unfortunately it's white. That's going to be remedied for the next race. These drivers were talking about this in pre-race, and these paints will be working better for the next event next week. We're approaching the halfway mark here at Daytona International Speedway. Want to thank Ricmotech for allowing the XMS Xfinity Series to go on, allowing Sim Racing Media to be a part of the broadcast team and your experience for watching this event. Not much has changed since the drop of the green flag. This car machine got organized, and they've stayed side by side really for the whole time at this point.
Yeah, they're you know, we're seeing them wiggle around a little bit when air gets disturbed around them, but for the most part, you know, they're holding them pretty solid in line.
It's really wouldn't expect anything less from this series. Take a look, talk a little bit more here about Daytona International Speedway. It first opened in 1959, and it was the first multi-use facility with a 3.56 mile road circuit that was incorporated into the infield, and using a large portion of the oval itself in order to make that road course. Daytona International Speedway not only hosts the Daytona 500, but also the Rolex 24 Sports Car Enduro, Bike Week, Daytona 200, Daytona Kart Week. And then between Christmas and New Year's, there's a driving school and other events that take place at this racetrack. Now, and this racetrack, this facility is massive. There are fishing tournaments in the pond or lake at the inside of this racetrack. And I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get a view of that. See if there's an opportunity or a way that we can catch that, perhaps here from the blimp, the XMS, the Ricmotech blimp here in the air. Drivers come down the front stretch into turns number 1. We might get a glimpse of that lake here coming onto the backstretch. Still not much movement. Everybody's just trying to make it through this thing. They're thinking about green flag pit stops. And you got a driver deciding to drop back. That's David Elliott deciding he doesn't want to stay up front. He's going to drop back, conserve fuel, and try to remain out of harm's way. Nearly, dare I say, impacting that 38 machine. Or excuse me, 36 machine of Josh Wren. That was pretty close when he came back and rejoined the track. And Michael, as we're closing in on the halfway mark, from the race control perspective, what have been some of the mistakes, without saying names, what have been some of the mistakes occurring in this race so far?
Well, I mean, really not much. Just been, look a couple of times where cars have gotten together. The two cars together. I didn't really see anything where I could say definitively one particular driver caused that. The one caution right before we had our technical difficulties was one where, that big wreck. It looked to me like netcode caused most of that. So I just couldn't fault a driver for that one.
It's just
when it looks like there's about 3 foot. Yeah, when it looks like there's about a 3 foot gap between the cars and somebody gets hooked. I can't necessarily say that somebody did anything.
A little bit of trouble while we're talking about that. I believe not Eric Driggins. Not sure who it was, but we saw a couple machines getting off the track in the back. They held on to it. It didn't turn into an incident, but I did think that we might have had possibly we're going to have a single car spin. Nothing happened. At this point now, you can see that we've got really two packs forming. You got the front group, which is the top 9, and then from 10th on to 15th is the second group of cars, not quite as organized as the front group. These guys are quickly losing ground, and since I've just started talking about them, they've already lost a quarter second to the back of this pack. So these guys really, they can't afford to lose any more time to this front group, because they're going to have to go up and catch them in the event that there's not a caution. And I would say that it is possible for the last half, or the second half of this race, to go caution free.
Yeah, I mean, it's entirely possible. These guys pretty much did it in the dual races. Just a few minor problems caused 1 or 2 cautions. Yeah, actually, if you're looking back at my notes from the dual races, they only had 3 cautions total and about 60 laps combined with the 2. So not a whole lot there. And going back to the incident we mentioned there, that did not mean a caution though. It was 2 and 34 of the 2 of. Sorry, I lost where that was. 2 of Adam Capps and 34 of Nicholas Caldwell. Looked like the 2 just got down onto the apron and got a little loose. Thankfully, both of them were able to save that and not cause a larger incident.
It looks like the Adam Capps machine has got significant damage, stuck on pit road as another driver just pulled in behind him. I believe that was the Eric Driggins machine. Fortunately, I can't get an angle. There we go. Eric Driggins in number 21. I'm not sure what brought him down pit road. But we'll keep an eye on that as we're on lap 52 of 100 now. 46 laps remaining until things get extremely interesting for us, Michael. We just got to kind of hang out, enjoy the views and the sounds of these race machines, and wait the last few laps that we're all waiting for to decide who's going to win.
Yeah, I mean, this is the time of the race where you maybe try to see if certain moves might work, or just which guys are going to be better to work with you. Genuinely position yourself where you would like to be for those the last 10 laps.
I would have to concur with that. You really do want to know who you can work with. And you also want to know how long does it take to go from the back of this group here. I would expect some of these guys to start playing with that, trying to see what it takes to get from 10th to 1st, and if they even can. Because if it only takes a couple laps to get there, it's not a big deal. But if you end up finding out it's going to take 10 laps, then things start heating up a lot earlier than 2-3 laps to go.
Yeah, and one of the things I've done when I'm in these races, I'll play with seeing gaps and just seeing like what the coach me and the cars in front, just to kind of get a feel of it. Here in the middle of the race, whereas if I'm there at the end, I can help out my teammates or possibly go for a win if I'm ever in that position. But
All right, so NASCAR tracked fact. Who has the most Daytona 500 wins? What do you guys think about that a little bit? It'll let you know probably around lap 60. What driver has the most NASCAR driver has the Daytona 500 wins?
it's not the same person who has the most overall wins at Daytona or across the NASCAR series. That was Dale Earnhardt.
He had quite a bit, like 34.
Dominated every single race. It just bad luck, the last half of every Daytona 500. I think he won like 15 or 16 straight qualifying races. That next Sunday, he just wasn't able to put it in.
I tell you what, I didn't expect the person with the most to have the most. A little surprised. I actually thought Denny Hamlin was going to be like second, and he's not quite second on the list. And Dale Jarrett, not second either. But we'll tell you who's second. Cale Yarborough, 4 Daytona 500 victories, spread across a long time. Listen to this: 1968, 1977, 1983, 84. That's pretty widespread here right there. The suspense is killing me. I'll tell you what. The individual has 7 wins, and 7 championships. Does anybody know who it is? 7 wins, 7 championships.
Yeah, and we already mentioned that one of the other 2 7-time champions did not have them, so, you know.
By process of elimination, Richard Petty has won 7. Which is really incredible considering just how gnarly it is to race in any given to be there to win 7 of them. So he won 64, 66, 71, 73, 74, 79, and 1981. Jarrett's got 3. Jeff Gordon's got 3, 97, 99, 2005. Denny Hamlin, more recently, 2019, 2020. Bill Elliott's won twice. Earnhardt Jr., 04, 2014. Just one?
Just one. Yep. One in 1998. Yeah, and you know the one that'll jump out actually, he really won too is Sterling Marlin. 1995, I believe when he was driving for Morgan McClure.
The only thing I remember about Sterling Marlin. Red flag, and being penalized because he jumped out of the car and nothing but make. That's the only memory I have of Sterling Marlin.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one. And like, what is he doing?
I remember the broadcast team was like, that's not a good idea. And it definitely was not a good idea. As you see these drivers preparing for pit stops, here they come. A whole bunch of them with some tire lock. James Shane Wolf locking up the tires. These guys got down the pit road seems to be pretty easily. Several drivers. Other drivers coming out of pit road: Ted Pohl and Michael Thwaites, Morris, Rominger, David Elliott, Justin Lemke. We're gonna see how this cycles through with 38 laps remaining. Now, Michael, do we know if these guys can make it right here? I'm not thinking they can, because we're 70% fuel, low 30s. We're looking at 38 laps to make it to the end from right here.
I think they would be. They'd have to save a little bit, but if we do have a caution, they should be able to. I don't know if they can if we stay green.
Alright, well, you heard it from Race Control. Michael Self doesn't think they'll be able to if we stay green, which could really shake things up again. Getting 1 green flag pit stop with your buddies and your help right is challenging. Getting 2 right is a whole different story. You got a couple car breakaway right here. A bigger group of machines here, which is going to overtake that group. And further back, you got a couple stragglers who possibly did not get into their pit stalls quite the way that they wanted to. Rob Haynes, Alex Reeling, Sinsack, Kerry Cleaver coming out of turn 3, leaving pit road. However, they have a freight train led by Michael Thwaites, and this is going to be hairy with all these drivers trying to get through here. Much faster. We're going to see 3 wide. Everybody being extremely courteous. Pack might end up staying together here.
Yeah, these guys that they just passed, you know, it was a good job by them staying down out of the way and then popping back up quick enough that they may be able to hold on to the draft.
Yeah, I'm thinking these guys are going to hold on to the draft, as you were saying right there. Going to put put 12 cars, 11 cars back together, a couple lap down machines, so 11 on the lead lap together with a few lap down machines. Everybody's led by Shane Wolf and Paul Irvin, by where these guys that drag the brakes just a touch so that this high side doesn't just blow by you with a ton of momentum. And they're going to swap. Shane Wolf is going to go to the top. He's going to leave Paul Irvin on the bottom. Shane Wolf thinks otherwise. Gets turned to the right. Everybody scatters. And machines are going around. We know Michael's going to have to step away for a moment to perform his race control position. We're going to watch this and try to see what happened here. All kind of started. It started when Shane Wolf went to the top here. He went to the top. Just seems like he was low momentum. Gets pushed by the green machine right here the wrong way. Gets really squirrely. And when he's in the process of being turned, the rest of the field is trying to avoid them. And they scatter. And the 15 ends up being turned. And that's what creates the rest of the trouble here. See Poland trying to avoid it. You also see the 38 machine of Kilo going around. Multiple drivers involved. Everybody coming down pit road. From this point, I do think these drivers will be able to make it to the end. Everybody's coming down pit road. The top 16 are on pit road. Everybody led down by Roderick and Paul Irvin. To keep an eye on pit times. Some people taking tires, some people not. I'm seeing a lot of fuel only stops. And I am seeing a couple stops for tires. Ted Poland, Ed Morris. It appears like these drivers did take tires. The top 4, fuel only. Mike Rominger might have taken tires. Might have taken right side tires. But we're going to go ahead and say from 7th on back, it appears like tires are being taken. Ted Poland, Limke, Haynes, Shane Wolf, all on pit road for repairs. I'm going to take a brief break, and we'll be right back to catch the beginning of this green flag coming up.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
Ricmotech high-performance sim racing equipment. Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Ricmotech has you covered. Hundreds of name brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com. Ricmotech high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds.
Back with you now. Special thanks to Ricmotech for making this event happen. Coming back to green, coming to lap 68 as the pace car turns down pit road, but drivers be patient coming to the restart zone. We enter the restart zone, and Bryce Sinisak now on the throttle. Jumps out to a lead. Paul Irvin trying to decide if he was going to go up top or down low. Drivers not very close together. Taking a little bit of time to get sorted. Slow restart for a lot of these guys. Nice and easy. Now we're starting to get sorted out here. 32 laps remaining here for the season opener for the Ricmotech Xfinity Series. Only 32 laps remaining. We crown season opener winner. Ed Morris out front. And that number 7 machine, Paul Irvin to the outside. Sinisak third. Fourth is Michael Thwaites. AJ Roderick, current biggest mover as they lie. Ed Morris up 23 positions from his starting spot. Really great racing that we're seeing right here. Ally number 48 machine for Paul Irvin, Ed Morris up front. Sinisak now pushing him. Intensity feels like it's getting a little bit higher now as this race goes on. This one. 25 laps away from the intensity really starting to pick up. Currently, we have 11 drivers on the lead lap. 23, I believe, was it total drivers in the event. 24 total drivers in the event. 13 drivers, 14, 15 drivers on track. 4 drivers on pit road for repairs. Out front, Ed Morris, Bryce Sinisak now trying to buy themselves just in front of the low line. Got a lot of movement that we're seeing towards the back here. Ed Morris Sr. and the number 5 machine trying to pick a lane. We've got a smaller group of machines led by David Elliott in the 38, David Killo, and the lapped machine looks to be the 88, but I don't think it's 88 timing and scoring, so it's just a paint that's not quite operating the way that we want it to operate. David Elliott is the last car. It is David Elliott. Okay, David Elliott is the last car on the lead lap. Driving number 42 machine, timing and scoring, but a paint malfunction has him number 88 Mountain Dew National Guard Amp Energy machine. Up front, Michael Thwaites took over the lead. Ed Morris, we're not really sure what exactly happened here. I'm going to try to take a look and see what could have caused him to have a little bit of trouble. Right here from the lead. And it looks like he just gives that position up. So no trouble, plan to give up the position. He's fallen really far back. We're hearing from race control that Ed Morris had to really slow down to not spin his machine out. So Michael, thanks for that information. Back up front, Bryson Sack, Michael Thwaites, and fanning out right here, kind of like an arrow for a back instead of a two-lane go right here. Sinisek kind of working both lanes, trying to work in the middle of the track as we're getting to the final quarter remaining of this event. To kick up here. Anybody on the lead lap can still win this race. Michael Thwaites currently running first is our biggest mover, up 17 positions from where he started. Laps slowly winding down. Race time about 1 hour and 20 minutes since the drop of the green flag. Great time here around Daytona International Speedway. Michael Thwaites is leading the 09 of Sinisek. Behind him, you have Paul Irvin on the low side. The 56 of AJ Roderick trying to make something happen up top with Rominger, Limke, and I believe that's Kerry Clever. But 3 cars versus 7 cars is not going to be enough to make the high side work. I'm expecting to see these guys all kind of drop in, and we might just see some single file racing for the next 15 laps. Excuse me. Michael, at what point do you think these drivers are going to really start making moves, and what point do you expect them to really start fanning out and things becoming a bit more hairy on track?
I don't know. I mean, I would say here in the next 5 to 10 laps, just because you don't want to leave it too late. You also just don't want to go too early. So 10 and 20 to 10 and 20 to go. So we're coming up on that high end right now. At least that's where I would do it, probably around 10, 15.
Roger that. And I can't believe I just said Roger that. But, at the same time, it could also be kind of a waiting game, because if you're Alex Reeling in 4th, you step out and no one goes with you, you lose. So it's almost like you got to kind of feel the energy around you as you got cars making moves right now. That's number 4 of Rominger and Justin Limke, not Justin Limke, Kerry Cleaver and Rominger. They're stepping to the high side to see if they can make something work together. And I don't think you can make it work unless, with 2 cars, unless you're willing to aggressively side draft the cars on the inside and pretty much stay locked in with your bumpers, as they're going to come right down here, just down to the yellow line with the rest of this group. So right now this group is just out here riding around, waiting for anything that could give them a reason to go back to 2 wide. And now I've seen it before with these races coming down to an ending, which I don't know if we're going to have, if this is going to play a factor for us. Can't say just yet. But when you're getting down to the wire, sometimes you wait for a lapped car that you come up on, and that is when you start making your moves. Looks like the two Morrises are on pit road at this time. They're both leaving pit road at this time. Could that be an indicator that fuel is needed?
I'm not really sure. Let me go back and look. Yeah, it looks like they both came in and just there for a few seconds, so they were definitely just fuel and go.
So fuel and go for the two Morrises. They are now 42 seconds behind the leader. You can see them right here. I expect them to be overtaken when this pack gets to them. The pack is catching them quickly. They're now behind 45 seconds, which means they're about 2.5 seconds in front of the field. Now, caution here would be beneficial for them because they pitted. They won't have to come back down pit road. But at the same time, if no one else has enough fuel to make it, they pitted and they managed to stay in front of these guys and not go a lap down. If they can hold this, which I don't imagine they can with this group right here coming after them quickly, that could be advantageous if everybody else has to pit. Or if the rest of the field begins to start pitting in the next few moments. I always think I feel like pitting first, being up to speed already, is better on super speedways.
Yeah, and it does look like we got some other people starting to peel off now as well. But yeah, especially if you can do it like they did very well in tandem, no problems for either of them. Just get the timing right. So if you can get the timing right, and you can gain, just a little bit, you're able to maybe make up a few positions and potentially put yourself in position for a win.
And we're gonna have to see how that works out. Those cars that they had to go around making things difficult. Cars kind of in the way for this big pack, a little less organized. The field trying to get through these lapped machines methodically, and carefully, and safely at the same time. However, they have caught Morris and Morris. These two drivers on the low side, the pack's trying to go around on the high side. However, if this works out into a strange way here, Morris and Morris could be on the inside fighting for their lead lap. They're both now a lap down, but only by this much, only by a couple cars. And I imagine that they're going to be running with this pack right here. And if I were them, I would be trying to get one of them to the lead, or not to the lead, back on the lead lap. So to lead one of these lines, in case there is an incident behind them, one's going to be the free pass car, and one is going to already just be on the lead lap, having unlapped themselves, is what I'm thinking here. But if the rest of the field has to pit for fuel, they could be in a pretty good spot. We saw that where they pitted, they lost about 42 seconds. So it was about 42 seconds that they lost to the field. So it'll be at the 42-second mark, and the difference will be the two Morrises. And we got trouble. Fuel's not going to be a problem as the big wreck has occurred. Multiple drivers involved. Ed Morris is destroyed. Ed Morris Sr. manages to sneak through. Fuel's no longer going to matter with only 13 laps remaining when we get back underway. But let's try to see what happened here. See, the 48 gets into the 09 of Cinesac. And the Cinesac machine just gets turned around by the impact, collecting Ed Morris and others. You see bumpers flying off, other car pieces. That's unfortunate for several of these machines. Ed Morris being one of them, Rob Haynes, Caldwell. It's going to be about 13 laps remaining when we finish this one. Folks, we'll step away for this round of pit stops, and we'll be right back. Called the ending of this event.
The search is over. The most
Ricmotech
comprehensive
high-performance
oval
sim
scoring
racing
solution
equipment.
is here. Feature
Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Ricmotech has you covered. Hundreds of name brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com. Ricmotech high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today. Allow Extreme Scoring to do the work for you.
Ricmotech high-performance sim racing equipment. Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Ricmotech has you covered. Hundreds of name brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros. There's only one place to go, Ricmotech.com.
The search is over.
Back with you now as we are getting ready to go racing, folks, with 14 laps remaining here at Daytona International Speedway for the XMS Ricmotech Xfinity Series. Leading the field back to green is going to be Michael Thwaites, Paul Irvin, David Elliott, and AJ Roderick will be row number 2. Row number 3 will be Kerry Cleaver, Mike Rominger. Row 4, Justin Limke, Alex Reeling, Bryce Sinisek. Restarting in the 9th place position. 9 drivers on the lead lap. 9 drivers have an opportunity to crown themselves the champion of the season opener here for the Xfinity Series. Into the restart zone from Michael Thwaites on the throttle. Race fans, it's showtime with 13 laps remaining here at Daytona International Speedway. These drivers getting up to speed through the tri-oval, sailing off into turn number 1. We have a bit of a 5-car breakaway right here that won't last long as the draft comes into play the faster these machines get. You see a machine halfway down the backstretch. It won't take long for this field to catch that driver. I can't speak for who that is just at the moment, but we'll try to figure it out momentarily. 13 laps remaining at this point, 12 and a half, I would say. We're going to see side-by-side racing. These guys are going to be primed for action. I don't think we're done with cautions. I think we still got at least one more in us as the intensity level begins to kick off. An hour and a half of racing, making great time for 100 laps here around Daytona International Speedway. The best lap time of the night belongs to Bryce Sinisek, 46 seconds, 2.1 tenths. 46-second lap time around Daytona International Speedway. He is currently scored in the 9th place position, struggling a bit, I imagine, with quite a bit of damage. A little bit slower here in the back. Thwaites out front, biggest mover, up 17. Paul Irvin, we've seen him up front all day long, leading the outside group. You can see these drivers are a bit more squirrely here. More energy, less willing to relax, less willing to give. It's going to be a lot more taking at this point in the race. Big wiggle right there from that number 88 machine. That's David Elliott. We saw that car up front a little bit earlier. Here's the 48 machine, the 54. Excuse me, the 56. AJ Roderick, Paul Irvin work well together. Driver worth mentioning, not in contention for the win, but we know has speed. James Shane Wolf. It's currently scored 16th in that white machine. They forgot to wrap it for the race. That happens. This driver is definitely capable of pushing another driver to victory lane. And that car's got speed. You would rather be racing than riding around. 9.5 laps remaining here. Down the backstretch. Michael Thwaites with a big push by David Elliott, surging to side-by-side with the number 48. 10 laps to go. Our countdown begins. I think at about lap 3, we're going to see some extreme aggression. But how long do you wait? 9 laps remaining now at Daytona. Everybody's fighting for a top 10 position and a chance to be the winner of the 2023 Xfinity Series season opener at Daytona. Bragging rights. You're going to win an event. Daytona is always a fun race to win, and these drivers don't care whether some call this easier driving than the typical short track, mile oval, 1.5 mile, 2 mile ovals. What makes these races great is that everybody can be competitive and anybody can win it. You stay clean, use the right strategy, minimize mistakes, and if the seas part just a little bit for you, you can walk out of here victorious. Turning to the backstretch now, still led by Thwaites and Irvin. A little bit of movement in the back. of this run right here. Alex Reeling, Mike Rominger, a couple drivers trying to choose. Do I want to be in the back, in the front? Excuse me. Do I want to be on the high side or the low side? I believe I saw Mike Rominger just change lanes. The number 5, Edward Moore Sr., another lapped car trying to get his lap back the hard way. If he can drive up and be in front of these guys in the event of a caution, which you can see the intensity heating up, a lot of back and forth, a lot of banter, not so calm and collected as we saw for the first 90 laps of this event. It's a really beat up race car that you see down on the apron on the inside of the track. The field got through that just fine. Coming out of turn number 4, this time by 6 laps remaining. 6 laps remaining here for the XMS Ricmotech series. Well, with only 5 laps remaining, we're going to take a quick moment here. We're going to turn it up. We haven't done this in a while. Enjoy the sound of these engines. All right, 4 laps remaining. Michael Self back joining us, absent of the race control duties. Michael, we got 4 laps to go. While you've been away, I know you've been watching the tempo and the intensity start to heat up a bit here. With 4 laps remaining, we're going to start to see aggressive moves. Top 9 can win this race. Or let me take that back. The top 8 can win this race. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Paul Irvin, who's been up front all day? Michael Thwaites. Is it going to be somebody else trying to make a third line? That's Alex Reeling and the number 4 of Mike Rominger. 3 lanes, 3 wide. Not a lot of room to go 3 wide here at Daytona. Coming to 3 laps to go. 3 laps remaining at Daytona. Back to a 2-lane group. Is somebody from further back going to make a move? Is David Elliott going to make a move on Michael Thwaites, which is going to open the door? The 4 car drops to the low side. Now we have 2 extremely organized lanes, high and low. All take, no give, as we're going down the backstretch at 191 miles per hour. Into turn number 3, the field goes. Still, nobody making that aggressive move yet. It's going to have to come on the last lap. Michael Thwaites currently leading. Two laps remaining, as Tony Trapasto would say. Popsicle sticks in the air. Into turn 1. Only one more turn 1 after this. Michael Thwaites currently leading the field. Paul Irvin on the outside with help from Roderick and James Shanewolf. Coming into turn number 3. I expect things to get extremely busy coming out of turn number 4. Here comes the field coming out of turn number 4. A lot of wiggling back and forth. Drivers trying to see if there's a hole anywhere that they can go. White flag in the air for Michael Thwaites. Paul Irvin just made the pass. But this race isn't over yet. Side by side through turn 1. Caution. Wrecking the whole field. The entire field. The entire field on the white flag. The only car getting through is a car that's a lap down. Here comes Mike Rominger down the backstretch. Not challenged by anybody. Nearest competitor Michael Thwaites is 11 seconds behind. I guess we're going to race back to the green flag, or to the checkered flag here. Checkered flag waves. Mike Rominger is going to win on a wild finish. We're going to have to go ahead and watch this white flag one more time. So we take the white flag. Michael Thwaites is going to take the white flag. The field is still together. Paul Irvin to the outside. We're into turn number 1. Still clean. Right there, net code turns David Elliott around, and the rest of the field just follows suit. Try to get a good view of this here. Some net code with the 56. And the rest of the lead lap cars, every car on the lead lap was involved on the last lap wreck. Mike Rominger is victorious. He is our winner here tonight for the XMS Xfinity Series. Shortly, we're going to be hearing from him. Michael Thwaites, P2, and Sinisak, he's going to correct me when I talk to him. Looks like he's going to bring it home in 3rd place. He's going to end up with a pretty solid recovery after being turned from the lead earlier to finish 3rd. 4th belongs to Kerry Cleaver. Edward Morris is going to finish 5th. We're going to give drivers a couple moments for post-race interviews. Now, folks, just a couple more cars come down pit road. A lot of beat-up race cars. Look at the damage on that machine. Trying to get another view of it. Just look at this damage. This is missing the whole right front. Look at the damage on the number 1 machine. There is no right front suspension. It's completely destroyed. Alright, we're going to go ahead and bring race winner Mike Rominger into the booth. Giving him a quick heads up that we're bringing him up. Mike Rominger, Jonathan Leach here at Sim Racing Media. Congratulations on winning a wild one. What are your thoughts and how did you nurse an injured machine back to the start-finish line?
I have no clue what the heck happened that last lap and a half. I don't know. I don't know how that even occurred.
I've never seen anything quite like it myself.
No, I seen somebody get turned in front of me, and I kept in the gas because I knew it was the last lap, and I figured the caution would come out. But, well, actually, the caution wouldn't come out on the last lap. But, yeah, I don't know.
Every single lead lap car had contact in that incident.
That's crazy. Yeah,
Never seen it.
I just, I got pushed up into the wall there, you know, and they all wrecked, and I just stood in the gas and hoped for the best, and I guess it worked.
Yeah, what an insane finish right there. Not every lead lap car had contact, and you got through. Congratulations on the miracle win here for the season opener. Is there anything else you would like to mention? The floor is now for yours. You're up 12 positions from your start. Once again, congrats winning the first race of the season.
Well, thank you. I wish it would have went different. You know, I wish the race wouldn't have been so drama filled. You know, and had a straightforward race. You know, without all the melees. You know, but it is what it is. I mean, I'll take it any way I can get it.
A win is a win, and you got to be proud when they do come. You know, I thought this race was a little bit eventless from the booth perspective. It just not a lot happened, and from up here, it's just always feels like you're waiting around till the very end of the race. And sure enough, now obviously different in the driver's seat. But for me, I was waiting for that last lap craziness that we just got, and boy, I'm awake again. So, wow, I've never seen anything like that before, and I can't wait to write some notes up on it for next week. Mike, congratulations. Is there anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for putting on the race and adminning and everything behind the scenes everybody does for this league. It's all appreciated, and yeah, let's go on to next week and try to win that one.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to next week. Mike, again, congratulations. I hope you enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
Joining us now in the broadcast booth, P2 finisher, Michael Thwaites. Michael, what happened?
I don't know, man. I'm a little frustrated. I just couldn't save it, and then I was about to save it, and then I got hit by another car on the track. And I don't know how I finished second. I don't know how that happened, but I'll take it, I guess. But I would have liked to have at least been able to race back to this start-finish line, but it is what it is.
Well, I tell you what, every car on the lead lap had contact.
Yeah, I believe it.
Every single one had something happen, and I've never seen it happen before. It made sitting and waiting for 99 laps worth it.
Yeah, no, it was an interesting race, and so I hope it was a good one to watch too. So it was interesting.
I hope it was a pretty good one to watch. A little rusty, hard to call super speedway races because things get into lulls and 10, 15 laps, single file, double file, and just kind of waiting for something exciting to happen. So these can be kind of difficult to call, but the ends always make them worth it. So you're sitting P2 with the points. That's got to feel good. A little early to talk about points.
But I could already be in the chase, you know.
That's true.
Could already be in the playoffs if I would have been able to just hold that thing straight and bring it on back, but I couldn't. That's what it is. But yeah, P2, that's good. 200 points, good. Take it.
Daytona's anyone's race. Is there anyone you'd like to mention or thank before we let you go?
Yeah, of course. Ed, for this amazing league he puts on. My teammates at Rush Hour Racing. Definitely can thank Ricmotech for sponsoring the league for a very long time now. And then SRM for the broadcast you guys do.
And we thoroughly thank you very much for the shout out. We enjoy Ricmotech and doing the broadcast. And I actually had the opportunity to go to the Ricmotech showroom down in Miami, Florida, and I'll probably be making a stop again here in a few weeks. Really worth checking out if you ever go down to Miami. It's really worth seeing. Take home a wheel with you. Have them ship your stuff to you. Go sit in a couple of their rigs. Great showroom. Michael.
Yeah, definitely check that out.
Good job making it through some carnage there, finishing P2. Looking forward to talking to you next week.
All right, appreciate it. Have a good night, guys.
All right, bringing third place finisher. Bryce, is it Sinsack or Sinasac?
Cinesac.
Sinasac. All right, I was actually getting it right for this event. I know Tony told me a long time ago, but it's been a while since I've called a race. You know, you finished P3 after leading a lot, being up front, got turned with, I believe, somewhere around 40 laps to go, or 30 laps to go, and you were nursing what appeared to be a hurt car, looking at maybe a 9th place finish, and then every car on the lead lap, maybe with the exception of you, had contact, and you finished 3rd. What are your thoughts?
Speechless. I was actually feeling pretty good there before I got turned. It just the 48 got on me the wrong end, and you kind of got to be square when you push on these things, and he just got me the wrong way, which happens. And yeah, at the end I was like, I'm running with some lap cars, and I'm pushing the 2. He gets out of the way on the last lap. I don't know why he got out of my way. I'm just trying to finish in 9th, and I'm trying to let the I think 36 by at least as well. And we go into 1, and I see on my relative all the numbers are like dropping really fast. Like they all just wrecked. And I'm coming out with 4. I'm like, am I really gonna be 3rd?
I've never seen
It's
anything
something.
like this. Never seen it before.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show it's worth waiting around for 99.5 laps to see something amazing happen at a super speedway.
Exactly. I mean, I got turned pretty late, but like I come out of pit road like, well, I can still get a top 10 and I'll take it. And here I am on the podium. Crazy.
Yeah, you managed a P3 with a race night that started with technical difficulties and drama and trauma and things that just could not go right. Just fitting that it all unfolds with half a lap to go. And nobody races back the start-finish line. And you, Michael Thwaites, and Mike Rominger are the top 3. So just a wild night, a little solace in finishing 3rd after getting turned. What are you looking forward to as the season goes on? And then anybody that you would like to thank or shout out before we let you go.
I'm just doing this like on a week by week basis, and kind of like in a downtime in between leagues, and maybe I'll be able to do the whole season. I don't know when things are gonna start back up at the other league I'm in, but I mean, I'm just going week by week trying to get as many wins as I can, I guess. And yeah, gotta thank you guys for the broadcast. Ed Morris, all he does, bring this league together. Congrats to Thwaites and Rominger, old teammates from the past. We're all on the podium, so yeah.
All right, well, it works out for you. P3 after a wild finish. Congratulations on that. We look forward to seeing you, and maybe we'll be talking to you in the booth next week as well.
All right, thank you. Looking forward to it.
Enjoy your night, sir.
Thank you.
All right, folks, that's going to wrap up this event. Special thanks to Michael Self as race control, Ed Morris for putting on the league, and these drivers for being respectful and putting on a wild white flag last lap finish. Mike Rominger nurses a hurt machine home to victory. Michael Thwaites comes up just short of the podium win that he was looking for 2nd. Bryce Sinasac, P3. Kerry Cleaver's 4th. Ed Morris Sr. brings it home 5th. Justin Limke is 6th. 7th belongs to Alex Reeling, somebody that we saw pushing cars very well. Paul Irvin, not the finish he was looking for on the 1st or 2nd pretty much all night long. He's going to finish 8th. AJ Roderick is 9th. 10th belongs to David Elliott. 11th is Eric Driggins. David Killo is 12th. 13th and 14th is Josh Wynn, Ted Poland. 15th belongs to James Shanewolf, another very fast machine, scored 14 laps down. Ed Morris ends up finishing 16 laps down. We saw the massive damage to his right front. Adam Capps is 17th. Rob Haynes is 18th. Nicholas Caldwell finishes 19th. Brian Edwards 20th. 21st is Dennis Weeks. 22nd, Alan Elwood. 23rd is Dustin Carroll. 24th belongs to Colby Holmes. Want to thank Ricmotech and Extreme Scoring for making this possible. Special shout out to the drivers for the epic finish. Want to thank all the people for sticking around and enjoying this race. All Sim Racing Media productions from now on are in remembrance of the great and the legendary Patrick Trapasso. We all know him as Tony, legendary broadcaster for us who recently passed away. Tony, we know you're watching. We hope we have the mojo that you had. And as he would always say, folks, as we walk through life, please do not play in traffic. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday.